Alright, so you know how sometimes for some reason everyone just talks about something monumental happening, like predictions of the end of the world in the year 1914, but no one really thinks it's actually ever going to happen because of just how ridiculous that thing actually is? Well, Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather was such a thing, except it's actually happening. It's already in motion, and if everything goes according to plan, in a few months, we are all going to witness a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer alive, and Conor McGregor, a man who has a total of 0 wins as an amateur and professional boxer. That alone should paint a very clear picture, a picture of what this fight is actually going to look like. But thanks to the genius that is Conor McGregor, a considerable amount of people are actually picking him to win this fight, and personally, I haven't heard one good argument supporting this claim.
I genuinely believe that boxing fans are in for a huge, rude awakening come August 26th. And I do believe that boxing has become a safe space for sports fans who want to believe that they're part of the winning team, that they're on the in club, kind of how like Hillary Clinton supporters wanted to feel like they were part of the in team and the winning team, and then all their hopes and dreams got dashed on election night.
Now, I have my own opinion on the subject, but I'd like to approach this topic with logic and reason, and then when it's all said and done, the results always will speak for itself. First of all, I think it's important to shed some serious light on the amount of skill difference that we are all going to see in play here. This is not two elite boxers about to face off here. When Floyd Mayweather faced Manuel Marquez, Canelo Alvarez, etc., it wasn't two elite boxers facing off. It was an elite boxer facing a master. What is about to happen right here is comparable to a purple belt in jiu-jitsu facing Marcelo Garcia, and his only advantage is youth and size. Now you could say, but Conor McGregor has a history in boxing. Sure, but does he have a record? We've heard times after time that Conor was a national boxing champion, but I've spent a long time trying to find even the slightest bit of evidence supporting this claim, and so far I can't find a thing. Every bit of information I could find pointed to a kid who was exceptional in a boxing gym. But what it boils down to is this: Conor McGregor has 0 wins as an amateur boxer and 0 wins as a professional boxer. That's like a purple belt who trains in the gym but has never actually competed in the sports of jiu-jitsu or in an amateur or professional setting, challenging Marcelo Garcia or Damian Maia to a jiu-jitsu match. If you allow yourself to sincerely look at this objectively, how do you think a match like that will go, even if the opponent had a size and age advantage? Floyd Mayweather had an amateur record of 84 wins and 8 losses, and won National Golden Gloves championships in 93, 94, and 96. He then won a bronze medal at the Olympics in 96. If we stopped right there, that's already too much experience for a fight versus Conor McGregor to even be considered. But it doesn't stop right there. 49 times he stepped into a professional boxing ring, and 49 times he won against elite boxers who've done nothing but box for their whole entire lives, men whose lives literally revolves around boxing. Most of them shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather for 12 rounds, and in 12 rounds, they couldn't figure out a way to beat Floyd. Are we then to believe that Conor McGregor is such a special athlete that he's going to step in that ring and stop Floyd Mayweather without even a single professional boxing match under his belt? Really? You know what, you could say, dude, you're not being very objective right now, and you're not really showing any data or proof to back up your claims. And you know what, fine, let's get a little bit more logical. When you look at Floyd Mayweather throughout the years, especially the recent version of Floyd Mayweather, what would you say he does best? What about him is so exceptional? Well, let's take a look at the numbers and see if there's a very clear picture. According to CompuBox, Floyd Mayweather has a 46% connect rate. And what is the percentage of punches landed on him? You ready for this? 16%. 16%. Those numbers are ridiculous in the world of boxing. 16%, that's all his opponents get. And that is the lowest recorded number in CompuBox. Simply put, Floyd Mayweather does not get hit. When you look at these numbers and compare them to the numbers of other boxers, including legends like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, etc., they still don't match up to Floyd Mayweather. They all get hit more than Floyd does, and they are not as accurate as Floyd Mayweather is either. According to these numbers, just looking at the numbers, I'm not talking about anything else, I'm talking about the numbers, just looking at these numbers. Floyd Mayweather is the most efficient boxer in the history of boxing. Now, what does the word efficient mean? It means you're achieving maximum productivity with the least wasted energy. In boxing terms, going by the science of boxing, what boxing truly means, the art of hitting without getting hit. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer in the history of boxing. We're not talking about dangerous, we're not talking about exciting, fun to watch, entertaining, none of that. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about efficiency. I'm talking about boxing. No other boxer has been able to box as well as Floyd. If boxing was a living, breathing thing, it'd be Floyd Mayweather. Now, what is the point of all these numbers I just threw at you? Well, how do you land punches on a man who only gets hit 16% of the time? Logic dictates you throw more. The more punches you throw, the more chances you create for yourself to land. You've got to have solid and tricky combinations coming from all sorts of different angles and frequently if you want to have any chance of connecting on him. And when you look at the numbers, again, in all of Floyd Mayweather fights, all 49 fights, only one fighter was able to connect on him frequently, and that was Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana actually set a record for landing the most punches on Floyd Mayweather. He landed a total of 221 punches of Floyd Mayweather in a 12-round fight, but guess how many punches he threw before he could land 221? He threw a whopping 858 punches. 858 freaking punches and only landed 221. That's a 26% connect rate. Now, Floyd, on the other hand, only threw 426 punches and landed 230. That's a 54% connect rate. That's called efficiency. Good, clean boxing. Again, Maidana set a record for most punches landed on Floyd Mayweather, and he did that by throwing double the amount of punches other Floyd Mayweather opponents have thrown. To hit Floyd, you must stay busy. You must keep punching over and over and over again from all sorts of weird angles. And in the meantime, you're getting countered, but you can't stop throwing. You have to keep it up for 12 rounds or until you knock him out. And even though Maidana was able to throw a ridiculous amount of punches, 858 to be exact, it still was not enough. Now, looking at Conor McGregor, ask yourself, is he a combination puncher? Does he string 4, 5, 6 punches together? Is he the type of fighter to stay busy non-stop from round 1 till the final bell? Is he the type to not slow down at all as the fight goes on? Or has Conor been known to slow down a bit as the fight goes on?
CompuBox, which I very much trust and appreciate as an analytical tool, tracked 10 Conor McGregor fights. And I looked last night at the numbers from what they did. And I didn't realize this because I don't watch MMA. He's not an attacker. He's a counterpuncher. He's a guy who stands back, waits for the opponent to come to him, and tries to knock him out with one big shot. You know what Floyd Mayweather does against counterpunchers? He watches them, and he waits for them to make a move on him because he's not going to bother to play into their hands by walking in toward them and giving them opportunity. Here's another thing. In the 10 events that CompuBox tracked, Conor McGregor spent 21 minutes on his feet. He's going to spend 36 minutes on his feet in one fight against Floyd Mayweather. That's a whole new experience. And by the way, Conor McGregor in those fights tracked by CompuBox threw about 42 strikes per round. That means that not only is he a counterpuncher, but he's a relatively slow-paced counterpuncher. The only two fighters who ever gave Floyd Mayweather any difficulty over long stretches of time were Jose Luis Castillo and Marcos Maidana, two pure brawlers with great physical strength who pushed Floyd into the ropes and threw 75 or 80 punches around trying to land something. That does not describe Conor McGregor. So this is a mismatch in even more ways than I thought was originally the case.
Is Conor just such an accurate puncher that he doesn't need volume? He can just consistently land clean on Floyd over and over again without throwing a lot of volume? A lot of people talk about his power. All he needs is one punch and Floyd will be KO'd, but does Conor only really need one punch? Apart from Jose Aldo, who else has Conor McGregor knocked out with just one punch? Let's not forget also the fact that he'll be fighting with boxing gloves, which without a shred of a doubt will diminish his power. Do people really believe that all Conor needs is one punch? Or do you think he can consistently land punches on Floyd Mayweather enough to stop? No, even if Conor is able to land on Floyd, unless he knocks him out cold, Floyd Mayweather is extremely well conditioned, which means that his recovery time is spectacular. For some reason too, a lot of people just seem to think that Floyd Mayweather doesn't have a chin. As great as he is at defending against punches, his chin has actually been tested. Shane Mosley was able to land two heavy shots on Floyd Mayweather. He was buckled by both but recovered very quickly and went on to dominate that fight. Believe what you want, but as powerful as Conor McGregor is, it will not take just one punch. He's going to need to land clean punches repeatedly on Floyd Mayweather, and that's the only way he is going to be able to stop him. And again, when you look at Conor McGregor, he is just not that guy. He is almost like a much lesser version of Floyd Mayweather if you really look at the way he boxes. Conor McGregor is a southpaw, predominantly a counterpuncher who has a mean straight punch. He keeps his punches, his combinations very short and straight to the point, and his favorite counter is the pull counter. In the Eddie Alvarez fight, he was even using the shoulder roll at some point in that fight. When you look at him, you can clearly see a version of what Floyd Mayweather does so well. This is why I feel like Conor he's gonna go in there, he'll try to outbox Floyd Mayweather, and again, no one outboxes Floyd Mayweather. The numbers don't lie. You can hate me for saying that, you can comment a bunch of bullshit about what I'm saying, but you cannot deny the numbers. It is what it is. Now, one more thing a lot of people are saying that could bring Conor McGregor's success is dirty fighting. Personally, I'm not even sure why this is being brought up. The whole entire world is expecting that Conor McGregor will try something illegal, and I can guarantee that whoever is going to be the ref of this fight will be watching extra careful, and at the slightest sign that Conor is doing something weird in there, he'll put a stop to it. Not just that, this won't be the first time someone tried fighting dirty against Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, no amount of dirty fighting from Conor will measure up to the dirty fighting Floyd experienced against Marcos Maidana. I really suggest you watch that fight just to get an idea. Floyd might be smaller, but this is not an easy man to bully. He is not, and the notion that boxers don't understand the clinch is so false as well. They don't understand it to the extent that MMA fighters do, there's no doubt about that, but they definitely understand it within boxing rule. They know how to utilize underhooks, overhooks when it comes to tying up another boxer. And well, Floyd Mayweather does that very well too. Unless Conor McGregor shoots a double leg in there, I cannot imagine anything that Floyd won't have an answer for. You cannot simply overcome this amount of experience at the highest level of boxing with just size, youth, and power, or athleticism, because that's it. That's the only advantage Conor will have. Every other advantage goes to Floyd, even at 40 years old. Experience, speed, conditioning, footwork, tricks up his sleeves that Conor has never ever witnessed. I mean, people are trying to say Floyd has never been in there with anyone like Conor McGregor. Guess what? Conor McGregor has not even had a professional boxing match. He's never been in there with an elite boxer, let alone a grandmaster like Floyd Mayweather. What are you talking about? I mean, it's crazy to me that one has to go this deep trying to explain why Conor just doesn't have the skills to beat Floyd. And when it's all said and done, I'm still gonna hear people say Conor will beat him with no explanation, no logic, no reason, just Conor will do it. Conor will stop him in one. And you know what? That's why this fight is happening, because Floyd and Conor have both found a way to convince enough people that this is actually going to be a competitive match. And no amount of explaining, reasoning, evidence will convince those with their minds already made up. So the best thing to do is just wait. This fight will happen. And when it's over, a lot of eyes will be open. A lot of eyes will be open. My prediction for this fight should be very, very obvious at this point. I think Floyd Mayweather has his way with Conor McGregor. It will not be competitive at all. It will not be a competition. It's going to be a very, very easy night for Floyd Mayweather. Now, am I saying it is impossible for Conor McGregor to clip him with something and knock him out? No. I'd be naive to claim that it is impossible. It is possible, but it's also possible for you to win the lottery, but the chances of you doing that are slim to none. That's exactly what this is like. Does Conor McGregor have the power to hurt Floyd? Yes. Is he going to do it? The answer is no, and you will all witness it. Every single person that's doubting, that really has this incredible, unreasonable belief in Conor McGregor's boxing ability, it will be clear when the fight is over that the skill level at play here is not one that you can just overcome with your youth, your size, and your perceived power. But that's it. I've said enough. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you think Conor will beat Floyd? If you do, how do you see it happening? Don't just tell me Conor is gonna knock him out. How do you see it happening? What skills do you believe Conor brings to the table that Floyd has never seen? Can you explain in detail how you see it happening? What can Conor do that Floyd will not be able to come up with an answer? Let me know. I'd love to read your comments on this. I can't wait to read them. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.